The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to TechGig webinar series, our endeavor to empower techies. We believe that sharing of knowledge is the key to enhance our skills and grow us as professionals. With this principle in mind, we have initiated a series of webinars conducted by industry experts to give you all a crisp insight of various domains. The topic of today's session is transforming and empowering PMOs for robust project portfolio management. Our guest speaker today is Arun Kaushik. He's a consultant with TCS. Arun Kaushik possesses over 17 years of business and IT consulting experience in program and project portfolio management, governance structuring, processes definition and implementation, PMO setup, revitalization and management, PPM product, CA Clarity, HP, PPM, MS, EPM, and Plan View, etc. Based solutions evaluation, architecture, and implementation. Arun has rich experience in providing consulting services to organizations, enabling them to enhance their project and program delivery capabilities by adopting project portfolio and program management practices. He has developed and implemented program management-based solution as a consultant, helping organizations integrate their IT with core business and deliver desired ROI-driven benefits. So, without further delay, I introduce you all to our guest speaker. Over to you, Arun.
Okay, thanks a lot. That really sounded much better. Though I have gone through my profile so many times, but it was really nice. Thanks once again.
Thank you, Arun.
So let's start this session. Just starting on the lighter note. So I'm going to talk about PMOs, and that don't stand for the Prime Minister Office. Okay, so this P may stand for project or program or portfolio. Let's go to the next slide and begin our session. Since I'm talking about robust project portfolio management, so what exactly is project portfolio? So similarly, like most of you might be investing in stocks and you maintain a portfolio. You know, that's the best way to invest and in a stock market by keeping your portfolio, say in retail banking, finances, IT. Similarly, organization, they all set aside a budget for their projects and program. So to get the best out of it, they manage all their projects and program in a portfolio. So within their portfolio, they have a high risk and high value as well as low risk and high value projects. It does not necessarily mean that organizations should skip away only the high risk one. But again, you manage a portfolio in such a way that you get a best return out of your investment into the projects. So what exactly contains this project portfolio management? So what they initially, the business, the senior management, and the operations, all the function, they keep on coming up with some demands to automate their operation and processes. There are new ideas, new initiatives. So what the organization do, they set up objectives and they defined what the portfolio should look like, what it should have. Okay, so that comes, this is the initial phase of what I put over here as a strategy translation. So what the strategy behind selecting any, say, demand or any proposal. So once these initiatives, the strategy is defined, those ideas and demands are converted into proposal. So within the proposal, they put all the business risk value analysis and the benefits, what are going to be the benefits of this particular initiative. And so the next cycle comes, the prioritizing and setting up the portfolio, which is portfolio planning. So what is done within this phase is the suitable projects are selected, which meets which are aligned with the organization objectives. So once this portfolio is set up, there comes the execution. You need to run those projects and programs which are come out of those proposals. So there comes the portfolio management part of it, where you implement your portfolio, you execute it, you govern it, and you track it. So so this is how it happens. So demand is created, it turns into a proposal. Once the proposal goes to the filter mechanism of as per the statute defined in the earlier phase, the portfolios are created. They are say for example there may be some 8 or 15 projects selected. So those which project should go first, which matches the organization objective and strategy, that goes also depends on the availability of the budget as well. So after going through all that filtering criteria, the projects are created. If the initiative is quite big enough, it is defined as a program, and the further program may be divided into projects also. So this is how the projects and program are governed within the portfolio management. Also, there could be, the technology and the business changing quite fast these days. So say, for example, there could be a program or project lasting for say 3 to 5 years. But there could be a case where the technology or the competition or the market challenges or the say regulatory compliances change in there could be so many other constraints, change in the government also, which can affect your ongoing project and program. So what happens even during the life cycle of the project and program, you keep on reassessing the value is going to add. What is on the basis of which a project was initiated earlier, it could be relevant a year or 2 years ago, but in the current in the current market situation, it may not be relevant anymore. Okay, say for example, if you are developing any system or large-scale application, say on any OS, say iOS or Android Jelly Bean, maybe 3 years down the line, if someone is producing a smartphone, forget 3 years, even 6 months or a year from now, so that may not be relevant anymore because KitKat is coming up in another 2 to 3 months. And so technology is changing so fast. So that's the reason even the ongoing project and program, they keep on, you have to assess them and see what are they relevant anymore. Are they going to bring out any value once they are realized? So you do the balancing and assessment of your portfolio, which is part of the, which comes under the portfolio review. So this keeps on coming in. So the business demands keep on coming in. You put them into proposal, select projects out of it, assess it. If the project is not doing well or is not relevant anymore, you just reject them or you throw them out and use that money for the better strategic initiative. Now move to the next one. So this is exactly the objective. This is how the large organizations are managing their investment, especially in the IT area. So they manage their projects and program as a portfolio. Now coming to the PMO, so how PMO can help do a better project portfolio management. So within a PMO could be a project management office. It could be managing one or multiple individual projects, or it may move to the next level called program management office, where there could be a one PMO managing one or more programs, as well as the projects running under that program, or could be at a strategic level, which is portfolio management office. Okay, so there its involvement is not at an operational level, but it's contributing at a strategic level as well, where it is helping organization choose a project, make a selection, balance it. I'll discuss that in later. Okay. So this PMO stand could be any. It depends on the scope of the PMO. It could be portfolio, managing portfolio, programs, or projects. Now within a PMO, you would see these hexagons. So these are the key, some of the processes which PMOs take care of. Say for example, issue and risk management. At a strategic level, demand and portfolio management. So depending on the scope of the project management office, they do all these kind of activity. I hope I have already cleared most of you know what is project. The program I already defined, so it's again a group of projects which are if they supposed to be managed individually, the benefit won't be realized. So a program constitute maybe one or more than one project where the organization sees a larger benefit coming out of it, and portfolio I have already discussed. So going to the next one, why again PMO is required for the project portfolio management. So what's going on? That the earliest one, in the earlier days, PMOs were set up just to uh, share status report, remind people, log in your timesheet, doing very much like a secretariat or admin kind of a job. But these days, the perception is changing. They are seen as an engine room. They are supposed to play a critical role and play a larger role such that in the money that is being pumped into the project portfolio, PMO helps in getting the maximum returns out of it. So if you see some of the reports from Gartner and other market analytics like Center for Business Practices, you say the organization having PMO, their chances of, first of all, they can run much more projects. So if it is X projects organization was running before PMO, they can do 1.7, 1.5, 1.3 kind of more projects with the PMO because they have the overall view about the better control over the resources. So with the PMO, the first of all the throughput increases, the number of projects and program organization can run goes up. So overall the organization are realizing the value of the PMO, and it should they are supposed to play now much more than the secretary or an admin role. Okay, so one of the another reason is once in PMO is empowered, I'll talk about what is empowered PMO in the next slide. Yep. So before the PMO, the empowerment part, let's talk about what is the PMO value. So what value a PMO is providing back to its organization while managing a project portfolio. As I discussed in my earlier slide, it depends what role the PMO is playing and what is the scope of it. Is it working at a portfolio level or a program level or a project? Okay, so that also defines. So higher if it is playing at a portfolio level, higher the value what the PMO would be. Same goes about his influence. So influence again, as I mentioned earlier, initially, even today, most of the PMOs are seen as a secretary kind of. They are doing only the admin job, collating status report, chasing people. You may start a PMO with that function, but over a period of time, you need to grow it up, grow and make it much more mature. So I'll discuss about that as well in my future slides when I'll discuss about the roadmap of empowering a PMO. And the third key factor is the maturity of the processes which PMO is implementing or defining. So these three together define the value of the PMO. So the PMO value would be highest if it is the scope is at a portfolio level. It is playing a role of at least an advisory. Advisory means it's doing the data analytics, so collating the status reports, doing the analysis, and predicting what could be the future risk, finding out what are the dependencies, identifying the enterprise level issues and risks, and telling this to and showcasing it to the senior management that this project is not doing well, and perhaps this may not be worth investing any much more money, and you better take the money out of it and invest into this. So that's more of an advisory role. Whereas in the authoritative role, PMO controls, owns the processes, it owns the resources as well. And so depending on the need and the strategic alignment of a project and program, it allocates, provides resources to that particular program manager or project manager. Okay, so together in three, they define the overall value of the PMO. So this is more of a, I would say, an academic definition of a PMO. Now, you would have heard, see, PMOs, even if you have worked with PMOs, most of you perhaps hate to work with them. The reason is they send a lot of reminders, okay. Sometimes even I also do that, unless I have sent some status report or some data, but still I keep on getting emails. Secondly, I don't get sometimes the timely help from them. If I'm looking for a template or I'm looking for any particular process. And so again, they may not be of much use. So why they fail? Some of the common reasons I have highlighted over here. First of all, the PMOs are set up with a very weak mandate. Okay, their scope is, their mandate is over only a particular project. They are not involved when the project itself was in a proposal stage, and they have very little visibility over the organization objective of why the project was selected in the first place at all. So their job is only collating the status report and publishing into the senior management. So that's one of the reasons that because of their weak mandate, they are not able to perform work effectively. Secondly, again, they are perceived by the senior management also as a cost center. They don't see much value in it, and say one of the reason is they are perceived as adding another bureaucratic layer only, and not doing much mentoring. Sometimes it could be there is a case also where there's too much of a governance. They are sending a lot of reminder mail, chasing the project managers, and not doing much of a motivation or work or helping the project or program manager resolve their risk or issues. So that's another reason. Okay, another part of it, their processes that they are working on, they are considered by the business as very inefficient. So say for example, earlier I was working with a leading telecom operator in the Middle East. So the people, the business demand managers out there were very upset with the processes. It was taking a lot of time to get their CRs and projects implemented. So again, these are the key reasons where the PMOs are failing. That they have weak mandate. Senior management don't have much visibility. They are set up on a very ad hoc basis, and mostly they play only the admin role. Okay, that more of a secretary kind of a role, and don't push. And moreover, the dashboards, the report that they publish, they don't push much analysis or not much intelligence into those dashboards. The reason is they themselves may not have the capability. So sometimes even you would have observed that when you approach a PMO, the person sitting over there, he's not an expert in project or program life cycles or resolving risk and issues, or not much idea what the program is doing, what are the objectives behind it, who are the stakeholders, who are the point of contacts. So generally those PMO folks are only interested that whatever mails are sent, whatever data is asked, you are supposed to provide in a timely manner. Okay, so again, PMO, actually the role of the PMO, they are supposed to be the change agent. Change agent in the sense that the program, as if you know, that they are actually the change agent. Organization are looking to change its operation processes, the way they work, and that's the reason they created the program and projects. So programs from that perspective are seen as a change agent, and PMO play a key role in that. So they should be very good in analytics and should be good in mentoring project managers and team to actually ensure that the programs and projects meet their objectives. Let's come to the next one. One of the key reasons this PMO fail, as I mentioned, is the weak mandate. If you see on the left-hand side, how generally the PMO works, a program is set up or a project is set up. Thereafter, a program manager or a project manager to publish report or to the senior management or to the, say, CIO or to his director, he keeps couple of people just to send the status reports, collate all those, create some nice slide or Excel, and send to the project manager, project or program manager, which in turn he or she forward to his senior management. So this is how the PMO is perceived in general. Okay, to begin with, it's okay you start a PMO with that function, with that role, with that admin role. But if the PMO is continue to work in that mode after 3 to 6 months, it won't be adding any value, especially to the project portfolio management. So that's one of the reasons. On the left-hand side, you see a weak PMO governance structure where PMOs are reporting to individual program and project managers. However, it should be that there has to be a PMO structure where in the dotted line, the PMO lead is directly reporting to the business head, the sponsor, the program or portfolio sponsor. It's very much like if I give a analogy like a CAG, okay, because CAG, Control Auditor General of India. So exactly, they're not supposed to do the policing, but again, the PMO can play much more effective role if they directly report to the senior most in that particular business unit, and then his staff supports the individual functional head or program or project managers, but directly reporting it to the PMO lead itself. But again, at the same time, working closely with the project and program teams. So that way, is the true picture and the true risk which are highlighted to the program sponsor. Otherwise, as per my experience, sometimes the critical risk and issues, they are not highlighted or delayed for a reason. Okay, let's not take it to the senior management, because let's try to resolve it on our own. And they try to give some time, and until unless once it goes out of their control, they highlight it to the senior management. And sometimes that's too much. It causes delay, and the impact rises 10 times or 100 times fold. So again, the PMO should be structured in such a way that it is reporting directly to the business head or the project or program sponsor. Okay, I want this session to be more of not just a lecture based, so I'll wind up in next 10 to 15 minutes. I want you to ask lots of questions, whatever you have regarding the way or the way your PMO is functioning, or if you want to set up a PMO, how you should do it. So start asking your questions in that window, and the moderator will filter, and I would like to spend at least 30 minutes or so in answering your question. Okay, now coming to the next slides, this slide shows the typical services and which the PMO provide. Say, for example, integrated project planning, health check and reviews. So what you need to do based on the role of the PMO, whether it's administrative, initially it may begin as an administrative, what is the scope, and what is the maturity level of a process, which I discussed earlier in the three dimension of it. You focus, you first choose which is the most relevant process area for you. Perhaps in the beginning, you may not like to go for a portfolio management earlier. You would like to focus on an individual project and program. So you define those processes earlier, and ensure that those processes mature first. Okay, so you pick and choose. Like if you have gone through the PMI, they also say that all the projects, all the processes, there are 32 or 40 or 50 processes that recommend. So they are not saying that you have to implement each and every. You pick and choose which is most relevant to you. So similar cases over here also. So you pick and choose among these processes and service after collecting the voice of customer, and focus on those process areas first. So what exactly, once you choose your process, say for example, I have picked and choose something of performance management, resource management, value and benefit management, quality management. Suppose I want these as my focus process areas. So again, earlier, if you compare those two process area between a weak PMO, which is only chasing people, and project manager sending reminders only, and compared to those which is an empowered one. So you can see the difference. Earlier, in a weak PMO, they define very age-old metrics which are going for last 6 months, 1 year, or maybe more than that. Compared to risk and issue management, all they support is they ensure that the project managers only log their risk and issue. They actually don't do any further analysis into it. But once you have an empowered PMO, those PMO, they create an environment where they environment such that they encourage the project and program manager and teams that they should not be hiding any risk or issue. Rather, they should be logging it, make it visible to the senior management, and they create an environment. You cannot really blame project or program managers that they don't highlight too many risks. The reason could be they see perhaps the moment they start doing so much, the senior management may not have enough time to discuss each one of those. They may not get a resolution. So, and there could be various other factors also. But with the PMO, empowered PMO, they encourage such environments so that any risk, even the low impact risk is identified and logged and it's discussed. Okay, and if required, the senior management is involved to resolve it. So this is how a empowered PMO would work on. Coming to the benefit management, very rarely you would see any PMO working on a benefit management. Once the project is done, no one bothers to collect any benefit metrics. And it's showcasing back to the project sponsor that you have delivered this particular project and program, and these are the benefits coming out of it after you have realized the project and program is completed. No one collate or analyze those benefit metrics, but the empowered PMO will definitely do that. Similarly, coming to change in communication management, you would see PMO coming into the picture only when the escalation comes from the seniors. So the messaging communication is very reactive. Whereas in the empowered PMO, they would do the stakeholder analysis upfront. They that what kind of messages has to be sent to which stakeholder based on this influence and impact to the particular project and program. And so the communication is much more proactive. So you would see a clear difference between weak PMO and empowered one once you see these particular process areas. Coming to the next one. Okay, so this is a roadmap I would suggest to those who have a PMO or if you don't have one. So say for example, if you don't have one, so maybe in the first couple of months, you can set up, you choose, you can for a particular project, you choose a pilot program or project, say for example yours one itself. And if you are a program manager, say for example, and you are running say 7 projects under it, so you create a PMO team within your program, choosing some key persons within from your program team itself. Come up with a, I would say, a very simple reporting and dashboard templates. Okay, and over the period of time, you showcase, you put up some quick win, you start giving some nice dashboards full of valuable information, and showcase this to the senior management so that once you show the quick wins, you don't ask for it, rather you earn it. You earn you get the money for it, and you don't have to struggle much while asking for the money for it. And so in next, once your pilot is over in 2 to 3 months, you can you start getting into the more administrative role where you include not only your project and program, but you start supporting other projects and program also within your business unit. Okay, you increase your visibility. You start rolling out the templates and the processes that you started in the pilot one to the remaining project and program within your business unit as well. And at this time, at least, you have to ensure that the PMO is strengthened or is resourced with a strong PMO person. So often I have observed that the PMO is resourced not with a very capable people. So without any much knowledge or expertise in project or program lifecycle management. So you need to ensure that the PMO is resourced with the sufficient number of project and program management experts. This is the key. Those are the people who should be even able to mentor the project managers as well. Okay. So once I would say in the first 6 months, you define some key processes. You are opening up your PMO to accommodate other project and program as well. And then you may move it to the portfolio level in next another couple of months. You start going to the your senior management and say, we can help you identify and run the most critical and the most valuable projects. It may happen that the projects are realized our budget is allocated based on the influence of the sponsor. Okay, there may not be enough governance or a process in place. So there, as a PMO, you can start playing a neutral role, much more of, I would say, an auditor kind of, where you ensure that you have the all the processes, all the scorecards, say for example, when you are evaluating the value of any proposal or a project. In addition, over a period of time, you start building your abilities to analyze data. You may start using tools also. There are good PMO and PPM tools available. If depending on the size of the organization and the number of project and portfolio you are managing, you may even start building, start with an Excel-based tool also. Okay, where you create the cost benefit and risk value scorecards, and you weigh the value of a proposal or a project against those scorecards. Okay, and accordingly you advise the senior management when you are putting a particular project in a portfolio, or maybe, as I mentioned earlier, if down the line during the life cycle, if you see the project may not be adding much value, which it was perceived to be a couple of years or a year back, get into the advisory mode and highlight to say your director or a CIO that this may not be doing well. For example, there could be a issue, risk, which are is in red status for last 6 months. The market situation, it could be any other reason. But you get into the advisory mode, start interacting with the senior management as a PMO, build strong data analytics capabilities within it, so that you get the right decision-making data you should have it. On top of it, since you will be managing, not exactly managing, but taking care of multiple projects and programs, you need to standardize and show that the life cycle, the processes are standardized. Okay, that's another activity you can work on. And you can also begin creating the resource pool and support the resource allocation. This is one of the key activity a PMO can work on and really contribute. And this is also one of the strong areas of PMO, which helps the organization run more projects, maybe even 25 to 30% more projects, because if you are doing a good resource management and allocation. So resources are always an area of conflict within an organization. So as a neutral party, you can always ensure that the right project getting the right resources on the time. And generally the tendency within the organization that they want to keep the resources within themselves. Even say, for example, if the project is delayed, or so you see in practical real scenario, the resources are held up to individual business unit or individual project and program. So there the PMO can play much more valuable and active role. And start monitoring the quality of the deliverables. Of course, the project and program would be there, but at least you can start on a random basis, start looking into the deliverable and see. You can say, for example, you can start rolling out say for example, the design document. So you can create the templates, good templates for writing business requirement, or say requirement traceability metrics, or stakeholder mapping, RACI 1, risk register, to ensure that the quality of the project documents is high. Okay, so once you set up the processes, are into the advisory mode, the next big step is you move into the empowering yourself, whereas you start reporting actually to the senior most within your business unit. Okay, you start owning the project resources and as well as the processes. You define those processes. Any changes, you review it at least once in a year. Keep on getting to the stakeholder sponsor, so that any loophole they find in a process, you should be corrective as soon as possible. So say for example, I also worked in another telecom operator within India. So in telecom, you would see they keep on coming up with the new plans quite regularly. So they cannot, the moment they raise any CR or a project, they cannot afford for another 3 months release cycle before uh, their new initiative can be addressed and digitized. So you need to sometimes fast track. You need to align your project and release management process such that your business is able to cater the market demands. Okay, so that's an idea. So within those processes, you keep on reviewing and make changes on an appropriate time, and start getting into the quality audits and review mode as well as an empowered PMO. So so you would see this is a roadmap depending on the size of your organization and the scale of the amount of projects and program you want to manage. So it could be anywhere from, I would say, 12 to 18 months kind of. But this is, I would say, a minimum time that is required to empower your PMO. At the same time, if you have a PMO, see what kind of role it is playing. Is it uh, build up a scorecard based on those 3 dimensions I mentioned earlier, which was the scope, the influence, and the maturity of the processes. So for every area, you create some question, ask those questions to your senior management stakeholders, what they see, what the value the PMO is adding. Are they happy being PMO, playing only the secretary role, chasing people, or they can get into the much more, they can increase the scope to the portfolio level, start coordinating between the various function groups. Yeah, another point I want to mention right now, that the PMO can play a good role as a coordinating between the different, let me go to that slide. Yeah, so within various functional groups. So say for example, there could be a business solution group, there could be an IT architecture group, there could be an infrastructure group. So what happens once a project or program goes on, the connect between these functional units may not be good. Okay, there may not be a proactive communication. Say for example, the delivery team to the infrastructure team that we are rolling out this project or this system or application in next 1 month. So be ready with your infrastructure. I have observed it so many times that the system is ready, but the infrastructure, the servers are not available. The support team is not there to provide the post-production support because of the lack of coordination between these functional leads. So of course there are various political official reason because they are the top bosses, and the business head really don't bother into getting into this operational issue a lot. So what happens? The project suffers ultimately. So this PMO, that's the reason I'm putting it as a dotted line. So these functional heads are not reporting to the PMO, but PMO is only playing the role of a coordinating, and they are the one who actually own the process, not exactly the program or a project, but the process, and then show that the once an application or a project is moving from one functional unit to another, the transition is smooth, and everyone is well communicated about the status and health of individual projects so that they are ready uh, to receive it once the phase gets into their department. Okay, so this is another critical role empowered PMO can do. But suppose if you compare the same with on the left hand side, there are PMOs, but they are they don't have mandate to work with the functional heads or maybe even communicate with them also. Okay, there's no mandate. They are not supposed to do that. So as a result, because of this official problems, these egos and politics and all that, ultimately the project suffers. And I've seen this happening. PMO can get rid of this problem. Okay, I was at this slide, just one. So this is the roadmap for I would say 12 to 18 months. You can, based on where if you are already having a PMO providing very good chances is that it's playing only a role of admin. So first move it to a value up the chain, bring in the the experts within the PMO. Don't consider this as a group of people who are only nagging you. And we actually cannot blame the project or program manager for that. The reason is they lack respect. But if the moment they have the right people with it, they get into the advisory and mentoring role, they can provide and contribute much more value to the organization. Okay, so what will happen once you empower a PMO by putting it on the top and resourcing it with the right set of people strong in project and program management. So this is what I've been telling it over the session. So the throughput, the number of projects your organization manage, definitely it will go up. So the metabolic rate, the number of projects and programs that can run through within an organization, that will be faster. It will be much more. Okay, the number of failed projects, the chances and probability will definitely go down, because as a neutral party, PMO has a capability of doing the data analytics, and based on the trends of the particular project, they can predict much earlier whether the project is going to add any value to the portfolio or not. And of course, because the staff utilization definitely will go up, so this holding up of resources may not be anymore. And same goes with this. Of course, PMO ensures that only the right project goes into it. So these are definitely alignment between the business and IT. As a result, the portfolio value, the investment value of a particular portfolio will go up, and there would be much more on-time, on-budget delivery of the projects, because there is a neutral organization who's keeping a close watch on it. Okay, so these are the key benefits you will get out of a empowered PMO. Just quickly winding up so that I can take up your questions. So I'm coming from this consulting practice, which has expertise in providing program and project management solutions. And the key, we are coming actually from we call ourselves a business change management, and provide the program and business change transformation solution, both at operational and strategic level. And PMOs setting up, reviewing, empowering, maturing the PMO is one of our key offering and expert area. So I have put my email ID also there. So those, I'll try to answer most of the question. In case anything is left, feel free to email to me, and I'll answer each and every question of yours individually. Yeah, I think I'm open for the questions now, if there are any.
Thanks, Arun, for the insightful presentation. Now let's quickly take up the questions. I request you to read out the questions aloud and their answers so that all our users may listen to the insights.
Right.
So are you able to access the questions, Doc?
Yes,
We have overwhelming number of questions with us. So if you can start with any one of them.
Okay, so the first question is, what are the key? Yeah, anyone speaking?
You can carry on.
Should I go ahead with the question? Yeah, okay. So the question is, what are the key best practices a PMO should adopt in case of an inflexible organization culture? So as I mentioned earlier, there are at the top level, especially at the functional head unit level, there are issues. There could be a personal issue, interpersonal, official, at corporate level, egos and all this. So again, I would suggest that PMO should actually be a dotted line on top of all these, it should have a mandate to own the project and project delivery process, and ensure that they are the one who's owning the process, as well as coordinating between all the functional units, so that there is no communication gap. So it will address automatically any cultural issue as well. Okay, so the reason those issues are coming up because the PMO don't have sufficient mandate to act on any issue or any delay, which is because of that functional head level. Okay, so again, empower it by making it reporting directly to the project or program sponsor instead of reporting to individual project or program managers. So I understand it's getting 6 o'clock, and most of you would like to catch a cab or your bus or your car. So anything else? Otherwise, I think I'm done.
We have a lot of questions.
Okay, I have got another question. Let me see. Yeah. I'm just going through it. What are the 1 minute? Okay, it's one question are coming one after another. Okay. See, the moment I come to one, I get another one.
I request you to expand the window from below.
I did it. Yeah.
So
Fine, I
you
did
would
that.
be, you would have a comfortable view of the questions.
Right. Okay, is it correct to say PMO will foresee the future of the project than project manager? Again, I would say it may not. Chances are good, because the project manager is focusing more on the deadlines, on the operational issue, the resource issues. Okay, he or she may not be able to do an independent analysis. He may not have the analytics capabilities as well. Okay, so I would say yes, if the PMO has those data analytics capabilities, there are good chances they can foresee the future of the project better than the project manager also. Okay, say for example, I work for a leading financial organization in UK. They were based working in Noida. They have a delivery center. So the project managers, they don't have any exposure to the life cycle or PMI standards. They were all chartered accountants. Okay, so I was there as a PMO some 4-5 years back. So yes, I can say that I could figure out that the project is not going to do well or not. So of course, I would say yes, they have. What can be, the second question by Ramesh is, what can be done to avoid PMO failure? I think I discussed in detail what needs to get done. The most important thing that needs to get done is ensure that the PMO reports as much as possible directly to the sponsor of your project or program, and not to your individual project manager. So that way it will ensure that the PMO adds value. Another question is, 3 types of PMOs supported directive control. Which one would be good? The directive one, because if you said yes, right, definitely. If you have if you don't have any PMO, you begin from a supportive role, performing it, get into the grooves of it within first to 2 to 3 months, and over a period of time you get into the controlling, and then finally into the directive mode. Okay, so but definitely playing only the supportive role for the rest of the life definitely is not going to help the yoga organization also, or even to your project and program as well. The next question by Rajiv is, how IT infrastructure PMO is different from application development PMO? See, IT infrastructure is more into the, I would say their processes are well defined, the operation, they are more into the procurement and setting up the servers, hardware and software. So I would say the IT infrastructure PMO should be much more stable than the one which is supporting individual projects or application development. So from the stability and maturity point of view, the infrastructure PMO is much more stable. The next question is, if PMO members directly report to the PMO lead, will it not weaken the program manager? I'm not saying that they only report directly to the PMO lead. As I see a dotted line also, they are there to support the program manager. See, there's a difference. If they are support and they also report, so the neutrality factor goes away. And I have observed it. You get the PMO actually get instructions from the program manager. You should highlight, or you should not be divulging these details as of now. The program managers have high influence on what the status report is shared with the senior management, and that's very bad for the program also itself. So the idea is not to weaken a program manager, but to first of all help the program or project team get showcasing the real status and health of your project and program, and to avoid the tendency of hiding any risk and issue from the senior management. Okay, so it's not about weakening the program manager at all. Okay, another one, what are the basic requirements to set up a PMO? Do they need of a PMO certification? No, PMO certification is definitely not a mandatory requirement, but definitely at least the lead, I would should have around 8 to 10 years of experience, minimal, more better it is. And then to mentor the project team, how to create a project plan and all that. So the PMO team should be armed and equipped with some strong project and program management skills as well. But initially, if you're planning to set up a PMO, you can have one or two good project managers to work as a PMO, one in managing the team and another only focusing on the mentoring project team. And then you can have a couple of freshers who can help you support in reporting. And then over a period of time, you start getting in the more experienced people who are good in data analytics. So that's how you grow yourself. But definitely PMP certification is nice to have, but is not must. Okay, the next question is how to set up a PMO and what are the factors to be considered. I think I've already discussed it. Which authority level for PMO are helping projects much according to you? Again, authority level, definitely, as I mentioned, it should be the reporting should be as much as possible. It should be set up as much up in the org structure, and it should not be considered as secretariat at all. The next time you are a part of PMO and you see for a long term, over a period of 3 to 4 months, you are only working as a secretariat or as an admin, it's the right time to bell the cat and work on making it much more empowered. The another question is, what are the qualities, skill set required for the PMO? So the most foremost quality is the person should have a very strong communication, good aggression, someone ability to challenge the status quo, not at the same time should be able to have a healthy debate. I should not say confront, but again, if even the senior as a person like a senior program manager, he should be able to have a healthy discussion, even to if there is a conflict or so. Getting it should have a right attitude and not that kind of a scaring one that someone passes an order, he is just accepted. So skills would be very, very good in communication. Like you would see those party spokesmen kind of a people. They are quite good. At the same time, project and program management experience would definitely add value. What kind of people should play PMO roles? Most of them working like admin people in PMO organization, not adding any values to the program and project. This is a question from Krishna. I love this question, and this is what I've been talking about. PMOs are considered as a secretariat, and lowly skilled people, freshers, are generally put into it. And I'm not against that. There should not be any fresher, but there has to be a mix of uh, matured, experienced project and program as well. So, for example, take the case of Army. Army training centers, they have the best people who goes out there to train the commandos or even the freshers recruits. Okay, the same goes with PMO also. So definitely there has to, the project and program management expert should be the part of this PMO. The other question is PMO should be technically sound about the project technology or the organization business process to suggest best process for the organization. They need not be, see, project management, the PMO is not about giving you the IT architecture or IT design solution to your individual application or system development. They are the process guys and the governance guy. They are the one who mentors you, who enforces and supports that the just 1 minute. Suggest yes, they are more of a process expertise. Okay, so they need to ensure that the right processes and compliances are in place. So the technology is definitely it's good if they know about the what's going on, but they need not be a technology experts. Okay, another question is, does PMO have any certification which help in career advance? I would say this PMP certification training to the project management or a program management would be very good. So you can go for that. You will learn how to manage a project, program, or a portfolio. Another question is, what are the key best practices of PMO should have in case of, okay, I have already answered that. Are there any tools used for data analytics by PMOs? There are tools like, good tools is like Clarity is a tool from Computer Associates, and there is a HP Project Portfolio Management Center. So these are the high-end tools. They are a little costly, but they can provide you the analytics that you are looking for. Another question is, how is the future of a PMO role down the line of 4 or 5 years, considering the work satisfaction, salary, and okay, this is from Kunal. Again, I like this one. See, totally, it totally depends on what role you are performing. If it is pure admin role that you have been asked to perform, okay, it depends on the PMO lead as well, how he takes up. He or she get easily bullied by anyone, or he wants to have a much more influence. I personally believe the moment the PMO is up to the PMO also. Okay, so the moment you start showcasing your worth, your value, senior management does provide you that authority, that mandate, but they need to see the value. Okay, again, you just don't expect from senior management providing you all the mandate, but you need to earn for it. So I would say definitely there are PMOs who are working directly with CIOs. As a PMO, I have worked with so many CIOs directly. Okay, so it's a very good future. You are considered as a mentor, as a guru of project and program lifecycle and how to manage this. So there's nothing. Don't consider it as some kind of a call center kind of a job. Definitely not. Does a Six Sigma certification help a PMO? Yes. As a PMO, you have to design a lot of processes. So the DMAC, if you are a Six Sigma certified, it will help you find the root causes of any issues, and on top of it, designing the processes for your organization. Is it necessary to obtain PMP certification to get a project management specialist? No, definitely it's good to have a PMP certification, but not a must. It totally depends on how you perform at the time of what are your skill set. Normally, a centralized PMO works with the business head. Yes, I would. I still don't see that proposed structure to be empowered PMO structure. I'm talking. If you okay, this is a question from Pawan Kumar. This was a particular scenario where I see the PMOs are structured or appointed by individual project and program managers. Okay, just to help them create the status report. So I'm talking from that particular scenario, and I have seen 70-80% of the cases the PMO bind don't come from the CIOs or so at the individual project and program level, out of the budget assigned to their respective program and projects, the PMOs are created. Okay, and they are of no good. They are only doing the job of admin or secretariat. So from that perspective, I was saying that the PMO is instead of reporting to individuals, project and program manager should be as much as possible reporting to the sponsor itself. That to dotted line. That they are the one who are providing the dashboards and the reports to the sponsor. How can we overcome the challenges in techno project managers need in PMO? Again, I'm telling you, this is a question from Sushil. You don't need the technology experts within the PMO. The person, the PMO lead and their team should have expertise in the processes and designing templates. They should have a mindset of listing the people, little bit of counseling, I would suggest. There are people, the distressed project managers or the project teams who may come to you. They may say, and that I have been raising this issue for a long time, but I'm not getting any response from the senior management or the infrastructure team or from the architecture team. So there you have to give a patient hearing to all those, work exactly maybe a little bit like a psychiatrist or a counselor, and help that person resolve that key and risk issue. So you don't be bothered. You need not be a technology expert. You could be a good PMO for a SAP as well as for a mainframe project. So, but you should be strong in your process fundamentals. Okay. Are there international standard audit process available for PMO? Yeah, the PMO can use, they can define their own standards, or maybe can rely on OPM or PMI or P3M3 standards. Hello, yeah, Arif is asking, is ePMO works better for agile or waterfall model? So PMO is not process specific. There are cases where, depending on the nature of the project, there's a freedom given to the project manager, and that's one of the key best practice also, that depending on the nature of the criticality of your project, you can choose your own methodology. It could be a waterfall or agile. It depends whether the requirements are good in shape or they are evolving. So accordingly, you choose one. What is the cost of PMOs? Totally depends. I would say the scale, the number of projects and program, or the scale, whether it's a central one and they are a global delivery center. So there could be a PMO with 40 to 50 people as well, and there could be a small PMO for 2 and 3 resources as well. So totally depend on the size of the portfolio the PMO is managing. Can you list some skills that are needed for a good PMO role? I've already answered this. Is it advisable? Okay, I think I'm running out of time.
Yes, Arun, I was just about to interrupt.
So let me, yeah. I myself was a PMO, so I understand.
So due to time
We
constraint,
use
I
our
would request you to take the unanswered questions offline, which I will share with you through email.
Yes.
But if you would like, you can take
Sure.
one more question and sum up the session for today, and we can close the session after that.
Okay, fine. I think I got a good one.
Okay.
How does a PMO work when clients are not interested in the process? Okay, it's a question, a very good question from Vijay Paul. So I have seen, observed it. Even just few months back, I worked with such a client. This is the reason clients are not interested in process, because they don't see value in the process itself. the process is not able to address their concerns, is adding to the delay. Okay, unless sometimes it's very unnecessary delay. So what PMO needs to do, get back to those clients, understand what are their areas, and you improve your, optimize your process accordingly to accommodate those concerns. The moment you do that and you start deliver, clients will be interested in process itself, process also. Okay. So with this, I think I'm done. Yeah.
I'm really thankful to our guest speaker for conducting this wonderful webinar. It was indeed a great session. I would also like to thank all our participants for their support in making this webinar a success. The recording of the webinar will be available on techgig.com by tomorrow. So thank you all for
Okay.
joining us today. Thank you, Arun, for all your
Okay.
time.
Thanks everyone. Okay. Bye.
Have a great evening ahead. Bye.
Thanks. Yeah. Yeah. Bye.